Welcome back to the world today. The world is waiting to watch the opening ceremony of the 2014 World Cup, and Cupid is taking a back seat to soccer in Brazil. Well, that's not hard to figure out, but lovers celebrated Brazil's Valentine's Day 24 hours early so that romance does not get in the way of football.
Brazil is expected to come to a standstill as the national soccer team takes to the pitch against Croatia in the opening match of the World Cup today, the usual day for Valentine's Day celebrations in Brazil. And that has encouraged the romantic and the soccer mad to get to the best of both worlds by celebrating the day in advance. A number of motels and other businesses have thrown their weight behind the Movement 11 campaign, offering 11% discounts to the early bird Valentines in a bid to ensure that Brazil's passion for football doesn't cut into profits. But some businesses that rely on Valentine's Day for a surge in profits are complaining that soccer has trumped romance and sales have dipped significantly this year. Other business owners said there is no room for romance when the World Cup is taking place. Some others have found a uniquely Brazilian solution to the agonizing question of whether soccer or romance comes first.
Dia dos Namorados, presente para a esposa e comemorar.
Well, love, whether for love itself or love for football, may be under threat with the opening ceremony just hours away. There were reports of clashes between police and protesters in the city where the opening ceremony is supposed to be holding in a few hours, Sao Paulo. Police opened tear gas on protesters who were trying to march their way up to the stadium where the ceremony was supposed to hold. Some protesters were hurt in the clashes, and some of those hurt were also journalists who were trying to cover the incident. The protests are part of a growing unrest in Brazil where workers are angry that the government is spending so much on the event when all of that money could have been put into improving standard of living for Brazilians. Well, I've got with me here our chief sports correspondent, Austin Okonakpan, to discuss the start of the World Cup as well as what we should be expecting at the opening ceremony. But really, Austin, the clashes are really going to mar, all the excitement and enthusiasm for the ceremony?
I don't think it will, Amara. When they see those fireworks, when it starts going out, those protesters realize that the world is watching. And then, with football, it just gets beautiful. I understand what they're saying. They're using the World Cup to say, don't spend so much, improve the standard of living. But Brazil is going to gain from this. Going through the internet, a 2-star room in Brazil right now costs over $450.
Wow.
By the time they start counting the gains, after the World Cup, they'll realize that they started, protesting too early. But of course, these things come up. This is the only time they feel the world, they've got the attention of the world, to pass their message. We saw this in South Africa. 2 days when the tournament kicked off, everyone joined the fun.
Yeah, but really, we're just counting down to the start of the ceremonies, which I understand will be beginning at 7 p.m. local time. 7:30 p.m. local time. What should we expect from the opening ceremony? I know we've seen opening ceremonies of other World Cups. The one in South Africa we saw, of course, that was very peculiar. A lot of African contents there. What should we expect in Brazil?
In Brazil, we should expect the tradition of football. That's the land of football. I look at Brazil and I'm saying, what would they do with football? What is the sort of display we'll see?
I've been thinking.
Same here, and I'm like, what would they do with samba?
Yeah.
What would they do with the drums? With the chamberlains and the rest. For Brazil, I think they will put up a display that will let the world understand that that is the land of football. I think we're going to have a very glamorous opening ceremony, and the one that, I'll say it again, when those protesters see it at home, they're like, why did I try to spoil this? But when the opening ceremony goes off, remember, that's just the paparazzi aspect of the competition.
Yeah, but about that opening ceremony, any special appearances? Because before then, there were rumors that the singer of the theme song, Jennifer Lopez and Pitbull, Jennifer Lopez herself will not be making an appearance at the ceremony because Brazilians had a problem with the fact that one of their local stars was not featured prominently in the video.
And then if they sort it out, you get to see Jennifer Lopez and the local star, then that makes it news for us again. I think that is just side attraction compared to what the opening ceremony will give. There's already a theme song, people are singing it, it's everywhere on radio, on TV. So whether or not they come out to play the song with the main artist, it wouldn't do anything to the opening ceremony. What matters is that it puts us on the feel that the World Cup is here after the opening ceremony.
Yeah, one last question before you go. The Nigerian team that's going, I know, well, I have, my fingers crossed that we're going to do better this year. I know you already have some dips on what to expect from our team.
First, Nigeria will play as African champions.
True.
Secondly, they would want to impress. I don't know how far they will go in this competition, but I looked at the team before they traveled, and they have this burning desire to actually make a statement. And then most of them are just playing in the World Cup for the first time, And it can't get bigger for your career than this, particularly the players that have been, brought into the team that a lot of people are saying shouldn't be part of the team. That's the only way to silence your critics. Come out and play good football. We have a good coach that not just carries the team along, he's already becoming a world figure. That's a plus for us, So, let's just see a team that will come out, play good football with good team spirit in display, and then, who knows, the target, not for them, is to surpass the class of 1994 Amara, go beyond the knockout phase, get into the quarterfinals. Former Super Eagles coach Clemens Vesta believes we can make it to the semis. This is football. Anything can happen.
Yeah, anything can happen. Fingers crossed that we do our best in this one. I know lots of people are praying. A lot of football fans have already... I've seen lots of messages all over the internet, warnings to wives and girlfriends to stay off the screen for the next 1 month while the matches are going on. Thanks a lot, Austin Okodakpan, for joining me on The World Today. So we're counting down now to the opening ceremony. Fingers crossed we will enjoy a good show as well as a good performance by the Nigerian team. Fingers crossed, we're hoping for the best. Thanks for watching The World Today. Sports News is up next with more.